Welcome to another Airgungurus What You Need to Know video. This time round I'm going to be telling you exactly what you need to know if you're thinking of getting one of these. This is the Immersive Optics Prism scope. The one in the gun is a 5x30, the 5x24, and the one everyone's going to want, the 10x24, will be available within about a week of me posting this video. I do have to hold it back slightly, but I have been lucky enough to have these for 5 or 6 weeks. And there's going to be loads of videos, people showing you every technical aspect of this one. What we do at Airgungurus is tell you how it performs in the field. We'll tell you the good things, we'll tell you any bad things that we find, and because we are totally neutral, there are going to be some videos on here with people that actually resell them. Most of them will be very honest. The good thing about this one is that we only take them on loan. We will give them back, we don't make a penny out of doing this, so it's a proper review. It will be a very honest one, and I am going to head inside. It looks nice and sunny out here. It's absolutely freezing. It is -2, but let's get on with this, guys, and tell you exactly what you need to know with the new Immersive Optics scopes. Okay folks, welcome to another Airgungurus live stream. This is a very last minute one. I'm doing a review on the Immersive Optics scopes, and it's easier just to try and do it using our live stream software. So you'll need to excuse me for doing a review where I blunder all over the place. We've got 23 people watching, so thank you very much. Feel free to comment. I'm going to be doing a very quick live review on the new Immersive Optics scopes I've been testing for the past 6 weeks. I did a quick video earlier on. I have been using them. I've been using them for HFT, I've been using them for pest control, and I've been trying night vision on it as well. So feel free to comment on what you think of them, good or bad. Your comments are very welcome. Hi Brian, how are you? Thanks for popping in. I'm going to give you guys a look at the Immersive Optics scopes. So just before I do that, guys, I'm going to show you a picture of them. This one's the 10x24. It's on my Hammerly. It's absolutely tiny. There's a slightly better look at it. They are absolutely lovely, and I'm going to give you a wee look at them. And I'm recording this, and I'm going to take a couple of pieces off it. Anybody knows any Airgungurus review, we do not make any money from them. We don't take freebies. We don't ask for discounts. And basically that way that we can be totally honest. And we're going to tell you a couple of bad things about them that you might not like. I'm sure you will. I'm very impressed with them. So let's give you a quick look. This one here, which is upside down, that's the new 10x24 scope. It's not available for about another week or so. I've been using it for 4 weeks now. This thing here, it weighs less than 250 grams. It's absolutely tiny, and if you compare it with a kind of more standard scope, that one's the MTC Viper Pro, you will see a difference in them. There's a couple of things about this scope that's a bit special, and there's a couple of things that might not suit you. So I'm going to go over it, and if you've got any comments, if you want to know anything about them, let me know. I'll do my best to answer it. First thing about the scope, guys, is that it comes with its own set of mounts. Now, I'll give you a wee look at those. They are MOA mounts. You'll be able to see the graduations on the mounts. That particular one that's on the screen is a 5x30. The good thing about the mounts is that you don't need to adjust them. You do never ever need to shim the mounts. All you do is there's a bracket on them that moves backwards and forwards. It's a ski slope type arrangement, and it lets you put the front of the scope up or down. The bad thing about the mounts, if you've got a standard airgun like an HW100, which doesn't have a raised cheek piece, the mounts are quite high, and if you put your cheek on the cheek piece of an HW100, or quite a lot of other guns, to be honest with you, you cannot see through the scope with the supplied mounts. Now, what I did, again, I'll show you the picture. I put a single mount on mine, which is that one there. It is absolutely perfect. It keeps the scope low down. I did treat myself to a set of these, which are BKL triple strap mounts. They fit exactly I can get past the camera. They fit exactly onto the scope, and they're very, very steady. Now, I did something, if you're an HFT shooter, put your fingers in your ears. I did something that HFT shooters and most shooters shouldn't do. I carried this round an HFT course by the scope. It had to be tested. Once it was finished, though, I went into the zeroing range. I put the clicks up on the elevation turret as high as I could, and I counted them. I then turned it as far to the right as I could, counted the clicks. I then counted the clicks back to the left and then down, and the scope was still zeroed absolutely perfectly. So it is very safe to put this. It only weighs, I think it's actually 248 grams. Tell you a wee bit about it, this one though. I have used the 5x30 and the 5x24. Those two are excellent for pest control. The reticles in them are very good as well. Now, I'm going to show you the reticles as well. You've got the standard mil-dot reticle, which is the one that you'll see on the left of your screen. And you've got the MD Rapid Reticle, which is the one with the circle on it. The MD Rapid Reticle is fabulous for pest control. If there's pigeons going along a beam in a barn or there's rats moving about, you can basically follow your target very easily just by keeping it inside the circle. If you need holdover, there is still mil-dots on it. If you're target shooting, the standard mil-dot scope is absolutely fantastic. Thing about this scope, though, is the 10x24 is air rifle only, and it should be recoilless air rifle only. It's got very, very near eye relief. I don't even fancy trying this with a Springer, to be honest with you. The best thing about it, apart from the fact it's clear, it's got extra low dispersion glass on it. What does that mean in real life? It means that any light doesn't gather around the edges of the scope. It's very, very clear. And it seems to be very good if you're looking close to the sun as well. You do not need a sunshade with this. HFT shooters, they might like sunshades. Just going to check the comments, guys. There's a few coming in. Nothing that I can pretty much put on. Okay, let's tell you a wee bit about this. Extra wide field of view on this. It's about double the scopes that I normally use. It's got really nice rubber scope caps on it, and they do something quite clever. They clip on to your turrets, and it stops them from flopping about as well. Now, this is manufactured by the same people that designed Prism scopes for a very well-known scope company. The designer has done this one. This is the 2021 version, and it will be out in about a week's time, which will be middle of April 2021. It is focusable. You can change the parallax on it. We won't get into the focus versus parallax argument, but basically it's a side focus that's on it. It's very smooth, and it works really well. It'll focus down to 6 meters. Because it's a prism scope and because it's a small objective, it's fabulous for parallax error and fabulous for the lack of parallax error. Jim, I'll see what I can do for you, buddy. Thanks very much. I'll do my very best. Hi, Jerry. How are you? Thanks for looking in. Really appreciate you guys coming in and making your comments. Really want to know what you think about these things. It's really, really important to the developer to get them some feedback. Turrets on this, I had a pre-production model. It had turrets that you just turn, tactical type turrets. They were good, but they looked a bit too big for the scope. It has been changed after some feedback, and it's got the standard turrets with the covers on them. It's good if you're an HFT shooter. You can't accidentally turn it if you rub it against a post or whatever. The 10x scope, one thing I did notice about this, there's a very good scope from another company that a lot of HFT shooters use. It's a 24mm objective scope. It does have low parallax error, but the adjustment for the ocular for my eyes was hopeless. I couldn't see the crosshairs through it. The developers have noticed that, and in this scope they've actually changed it. You've got plenty of adjustment for the ocular on this. If you're long-sighted and you wear glasses, you will be able to get this adjusted even to the worst eyesight. You will get a very clear reticle on it. The reticle's quite black, it's quite dark, it's slightly thicker than some. It does not take it does not cover any 15mm kill zones. Ali, how are you, my friend? If anyone doesn't know Ali, Ali is the nice gentleman from Pakistan who has provided our patches and hats. We are going to place a bigger order with him. He was very kind to send them free of charge, the samples. I did tell him I would pay him once they arrived, and he was very good with it. So very trustworthy. Thank you very much, Ali. I have sent you a link if you want to come on live. You're very welcome to come on Friday. We are ordering another 100 patches because the sample ones we got were so good. Right, on with the scope, guys. It does come with a few extras. It comes with the rubber eye cups. I don't particularly like them, but they're with them as well. They come in very nice boxes. Matthew, it is a really interesting scope. And do you know what one of the best things about it is? The price point. With the three mounts, it's round about £250 or less. I would suggest if you're a target shooter, or you don't have a cheap piece, you do not buy the mounts. Get yourself a single mount, or just a standard mount, or treat yourself to a double or triple strap BKL mount. It keeps the scope very low in the gun, which makes it a bit easier for the closer targets. The other thing I did on this is I checked it with night vision. I put a pard on it. I did have to put tape all around it to get the thing to fit on. The 10x with a pard isn't great because pard has got a 1.5 times magnification. So basically it makes your scope 15 times mag, and it's really too noisy. It's very, very difficult to shoot. Ali, you're very welcome, my friend. Please come on. Yes, Jerry, it does fit in a pistol, and it's not a stupid question at all. The only thing is the 10x has got close eye relief on it. You do need to put it up very close to your eye, so it might not suit a pistol. The 5x25 and the 5x30, it's got 45mm eye relief. They are compatible with things like 2.2 rim fires and centre fires. This one is not. It does come with a scope cover that says airgun use only or something like that. I don't have it. I actually left it in the boys' house. The good thing about it is the price, £250 with the mounts. The mounts are 3 different sizes. I'll show you the big one again. I'll just need to switch across here if I can find it. That one's the bigger mount. There's also one 2/3 of that size, and there's a very, very small one as well. Small one would be more than suitable for a picture. Sorry, a pistol. The best thing about this scope, to be honest with you, is just it's CNC machined. It is as well built as any scope I have ever seen. There is a pile of comments coming in, guys. Bert, I haven't tested it on a Springer, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit scared to try it. It is very close eye relief. I think it would be okay with a Springer if you put the cap on, but I don't think I would try it, to be honest with you. It is really for non-recoiling guns. I don't really want to try it with a Springer, to be honest with you. I am going to be speaking to the developer, and I will ask him. But it does come with a warning. It's for recoilless only, so I wouldn't want to take the chance with it. One thing about these guys, they're going to be available from 2 sources at the start. One is going to be Drew's Labs. There is one in the Airgungurus website as well. These will be in sale there from Friday. Jim, that's an absolutely brilliant question. They are Picatinny mounts that's on them. They are ideal for something like an FX or something like that, but this one has been on my it's been on my Hammerley, which has just got a standard rail on it, dovetail rail. So basically you can get a set of adapters. The metal adapters, I think they're under a tenner for 2. If you're using the long version of the mount for this, you'll need 3. But they're very, very steady. They're easy to put on, and they hardly cost anything. So I think one of the resellers is going to be asking if you want them and giving them off cheap. It does have an infrared. Doesn't have an infrared coating on it. So it does work quite well with night vision. The only thing is about the night vision is because the scope is really, really small, it's quite hard to get the night vision adapters onto it. Has been developed for a new front night vision that can sit on your scope reel and goes onto the front of the scope, but it does work. Now, I've tried it with the pard. If you've got a pard, the 5x30 or the 5x24 is the one that you want. That makes it 7.5 times mag because the pard automatically multiplies everything by 1.5. The reticle's crystal clear on it. And what I did with the pard is I made sure there was none of the pard reticles on it, and it worked very well indeed. I tried it with NV UK kit, the 5x24. It's got a massive field of view on it. It's crystal clear. It's very, very good with night vision. Although there's multi-coatings on the scope, none of them block out infrared light. So it does work very well. I've also tried it with Night Sight Wolf. It works very well with that as well, but you would have to cut the scope adapter down a bit because it's near eye relief. The camera needs to get very close to the scope. I think if I was wanting to have a scope solely for night vision, I wouldn't use one of these. But you can get your night vision onto it, but it's a bit of a faff. You'd need to maybe cut adapters. Okay, that's about it for this one, guys. One of the best things about it is that I'm going to be keeping this. I'm going to be keeping it on my gun, not actual this one, because these go back. I'll need to spend my pennies on one. I'm going to use this video and cut it into another one just so it does the software does make it easier. So if anyone's got any more questions, feel free to ask. Again, I will show you against a standard scope. It's actually quite a big scope, to be honest with you. If you've got a bullpup air gun, this is the one that you want. It's absolutely fantastic for bullpups. It is really, really light. Just to give you an idea of the size of it, I've got an iPhone 7, and it's smaller. That's an iPhone 7 Plus. It's absolutely tiny. It's very, very, very strong. It's waterproof. It's fog proof. It's nitrogen purged. It's made fully by CNC, and it's a Prism scope. One of the disadvantages of Prism scope is that they are fixed magnification, but they do come in 5 and they do come in 10. So there's always going to be one that sort of suits you. It is a well-made piece of kit. It's got a 3-year warranty on it as well, which is always good. They've only just, the 10X ones have only just arrived in the country. I think they arrived last week. They are not in sale until Friday, but at 200 quid-ish without the mounts. It is absolutely some bit of kit. This one's a keeper, guys. I'm going to be buying one. That's how much I like it. There is, if you're an HFT shooter, no parallax error. If you're the type of shooter that finds it difficult to get your head positioned proper, this is the one for you. There will be a low at the end of the year. Brian, it is an absolutely fantastic scope. They will absolutely fly off the shelves at that price. They are manufactured and designed by the same people who make the other Prism scopes for the very big company, very big scope company. It's the same designer. He happens to live half an hour away from me, so it's quite handy to get some stuff off him. There will be a half mil-dot version coming later in the year, and there's some work being done. I've been helping out on a very, very special reticle on it that will be an absolute game changer. This one just now, though, for £250 with the mouse, it's a game changer already. There has been quite a few of the 5x30 sold. There has been no bad reviews on it. Everybody thinks they're absolutely fantastic. And at that sort of price, can't really argue. There is a version of this. It's pretty much like it. It's made by one of the big scope companies, and it's around about £360 to £375. With the mounts, this one's going to be £250 or less. It is the latest scope as well. Let me have a quick look at the Mike. Mike, I have tested that actual thing for you. I'm an HFT shooter as well. I absolutely love HFT. Now, what happens with this and how I did it? There's no parallax error, but you can get a tiny bit of blur with it. A0 at 25 yards. I put the crosshairs on the scope at on the target 25 yards. It hit bang on where I aimed it. Just happened to be out the day where there's no wind. I then looked at the 45-yard target, and there was a slight blur round about the edges of the targets. You could still see the pellet strikes perfectly, but there was a slight blur on it. 40 yards, there was no blur. It helped me tell the difference between 40 and 45. It will parallax or focus down to 6 meters, about 6.5 yards. But the best thing about it is when you looked at an 8-yard target, you could see the kill zone. Even if it had been splattered by pellets, you could still see the kill zone. Now, that's a godsend for HFT shooters. At 8 yards, there was a blur around the edges, but you could see the target. At 12 yards, there was no blur. So, again, you can tell the difference between 6 and 12. Anything in between that, you would need to practice with it. One of the advantages of being able to see the kill zone, and because it's got mil dots, you can pretty much range find it by using the distance between your mil dots. One of the best things about it, though, is that when I put this at 45 yards, although it was focused or parallaxed to 25, normally when you've got a standard scope, if you focus it or parallax it to 25 yards and you move your eye about, the crosshairs will stay exactly where they should be. But if with a normal scope, when you put it out to 45 and you move your eye, the crosshairs will move. The crosshairs do not move with this, so you will be bang on. It'll move very, very slightly, but you'll still be within the kill zone of your target. It will be a fantastic HFT scope. There is going to be a half mil dot version coming out. It might be at the end of the year. Yeah, you might be. It is a very interesting scope, blur and parallax. You will not get parallax error, but you will get the blur. And let's face it, you don't want parallax error with these scopes. They are very good. Said I'm going to be buying one. If anybody wants, I'm going to be taking parts of this video and putting it onto YouTube. If anyone wants any answers, let me know. I do speak to the scope designer and the scope developer. I can get a hold of him anytime. So if there's any really technical questions you want to know about it, let me know. The glass in it is very, very good. It is the 2021 glass. It has improved from any versions of these scopes from 2020. They have got a hold of a very, very good glass manufacturer. It is super clear. So good points. No parallax error. Fantastic price, very well made, great reticles. Again, if you're a pest controller, try the MD reticles. I will show you that again if I can find it. The 2 reticles are there. They come with all the bits and pieces on them, and they're very, very good. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, normally we'll give, we've never given a 5-star rating on any scope that we've ever checked. Now, this scope has gone back to the developer. I don't get to keep them, unfortunately. I am going to buy one, so that's how good they think they are, because I don't buy a lot of scopes, to be honest with you. So we're going to be giving it the first ever 5-star Airgungurus rating. It is well deserved. I will be putting a full review on airgungurus.com. And again, if anybody wants to know anything super technical about it, let me know. So listen, guys, thanks very much for watching. We'll hope to see you all on Friday. I think Ali is going to come on Friday to say hello. He did. He was very, very kind enough to send us caps and patches. These things, we're giving them out as prizes. If anybody doesn't know about these, they come with a Velcro backing that you can glue onto anything at all. And if you've already got patches on your jacket, stick them on. They're rubber. They're very, very good. I'm just going to check the comments before we leave, guys, and thank you very much. It does. It's a big help to get some feedback from you. If anybody's at Clydebank over the weekend, I will have one. You can have a try at it. What size of battery? It's the battery is just one of these standard watch type batteries. It's the same battery that goes in every other scope. It's a CR02 or something like that. You only need one. One of the things about the IR on it, the illuminated reticle, is it's got 5 different settings on it. The setting number 5 is very bright, really bright. It's too bright, to be honest with you. Even the first one is bright enough, and I tend to keep it on number 2. CR023. Thank you, Mike. I knew it was called something like that. I just buy them out of Lidl's, to be honest with you. They are very good. One of the things I've noticed about this one, mine's is a production model. It works very, very well. It's totally waterproof as well, and I accidentally left the battery on, and it's still working the next day, so I haven't bothered changing it yet. John, if I'll probably have one by Saturday or Sunday. This one's going back, but I'm going to buy one. I really did like it so much, and I don't usually buy scopes. I think I'm still using an old Hawk half mil dot for HFT, and it's probably about 6 or 7 years old. This one's impressed me so much. Good thing about it is it suits my eyesight, because weirdly, I think a lot of people might do it, but I actually shoot with my glasses off. I just use the scope. Mike, I don't have the battery in this. I do have it in the 5x30. 5x30 is brilliant for pest control. That round reticle is great. If something's running about, you tend to automatically just keep it in the middle of the circle on the reticle. It is absolutely fantastic. I want one of those as well, to be honest with you, but I might need to save the pennies up. Right, okay, guys, listen. Oh, I'm just trying to catch up. As usual, guys, there's loads of comments that I can't put on. We'll see you all on Friday, guys. We're going to be giving away some bits and pieces. We're going to be giving away scopes or caps or whatever. David Craig, if you're watching this later on, I've got yours in the car for you. If anybody wants to come back on for a chat, let me know on the Airgungurus Facebook page or on mine. I will put this up again, but we will not be doing it live or recorded. This one is. Thanks very much, Bert. If you need anything, let us know. You can get them, Bert. You will be able to get them from the Airgungology website. The laddie on there, Steve, has done a great honest review on them. He is a reseller, so he does make money from selling them. Unlike us, we don't make a penny in anything that we ever show off. But Steve's review was absolutely bang on, and it's a proper honest one, so you'll be able to get more information on there. The link down the bottom, guys, drewslab.co.uk. You can get from them from there. They will be happy to ship them anywhere at all. I think he's sending one to Peru, believe it or not. But you can always ask as well, and they answer very quickly. Drew is also on the Airgungurus Facebook group as well, so he'll be able to answer anything. I think they're going to be in stock there by Friday. So I was lucky enough to have one about 6 weeks in advance, so I could get out and use it. Proper field tests. You will see loads of reviews in these coming up. absolutely loads on them, and they'll spend all the time telling you about how the scope caps fit and all the bits and pieces on it. And what you really want to know is, do they actually work out in the field? Can I go shooting with them? Are they good? Are they better than the scope that I've got? Well, this one's definitely better than the one that I have. So we'll see you guys on Friday for the Airgungurus live stream. Thanks very much for your comments, guys. It's been a big help. See that I'm just using this to be able to do the review to put on YouTube, and it's a bit easier to use our own software. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Tell your mates about it. We are going to be doing some special live streams on YouTube only. We don't really care about YouTube, to be honest with you. I've never really been into YouTube, but we are going to do that. So there's a few of you guys on there that comment from YouTube. So we are going to be doing a special prize draw just for people on YouTube. I will put the link up if you want to click on it. And we'll see you guys soon. And thanks for looking in.